Hey, happy day. So, make sure the volume's up. So, I just wanted to hit you up with some Nikki B's, believe it or not. So this weekend, it would be a really good time to start a parasite cleanse protocol to deal with any of the various types of worms and perhaps flukes, and um, maybe get a little inway into dealing with candida, and perhaps using this as a platform, your foundation and your Abolish, part of my ABC protocol and approach to ultimate and prime health and well-being. And so Abolish means we get rid of what shouldn't be there inside the body. And ultimately, the it starts here and it ends where you poop it out. And so it's just a tube pretty much all the way through with a couple of valves, one, two, three valves essentially, um, along the way. Yeah, three valves along the way, and various shapes and forms, but it's one tube that is between you and your external environment. So we can pick up all kinds of parasites, and then with certain meds, lifestyle choices, stress, um, diet, lack of hydration, breathing correctly, whatever we do to dis-ease ourselves, um, those parasitic colonies of whatever forms can actually grow and thrive in those unhealthy environments, unhealthy for us, healthy for them, and they literally feed off us. And so we do need to do, I recommend, a parasite cleanse, not only, like I said, as the foundation for an ABC protocol towards ultimate health and well-being, but just to feel better, as in less aches and pains, because parasites can, as they die off, they create toxins, and those toxins can cause symptoms such as headaches, um, achy joints, pretty much flu-like symptoms, uh, yeah, muscle tension. So eradicating and certainly balancing those parasitic elements, we can have better control, because they can also drive us to want to drink, literally, to feed sugar, to feed carbs. They like to feed off sugary, carby things. So if you find yourself craving sweet things and carby things, then chances are that that's a signal that you have parasite colonies that need to be eliminated. So it's a good time to start a parasite protocol this weekend, because why? You would do it for the next week, because it is full moon next week. And just like in nature, you harvest things usually on the dawn of, or the pre dawn, or the day of full moon or thereabouts, because their water content and their nutrient, uh, they are the most full, like the moon, in every way, and such are we. So, um, just by the way, I would recommend, if you have pets, to do a parasite uh, protocol at least twice a year. Otherwise, once a year, just for your own peace of mind, and there's no harm in doing it, certainly. In fact, there's more benefit to be gained than harm to be done. Um, and just want to mention that even though you perhaps are only going to do it for the next week, as I am, just because I too will be in transit, so with my life all over the place, it's easier to just commit to it for 1 week, so that when I hit uh, my new grounds, I can focus on boosting my immune system, which is what I'm going to be needing to do. Um, so, Also, please note when you do a parasite cleanse, like I said, the die off causes toxins. So that's why starting kind of today would be good, because it means that you have the weekend to kind of recover, to take downtime, to rest. You might feel unwell, your body might purge, meaning release. Um, so allow yourself the space and time for that, and you should be fine by Monday to keep on with it, but haven't got through the worst, and just continue with the protocol. I would say from this Friday until Sunday next week would be your kind of frame that you're looking at. And it all depends what you're taking. There are various things. So I'm going to be taking a capful of this absolutely revolting tincture that I blend up from 4 or 5 different tinctures. I have mentioned it somewhere in my post before. You're welcome to contact me. I'll tell you what they are and where I get them. Um, but they, so what we're doing with parasite cleansers is we're looking for things that have a helminthic uh, property, meaning a helminth is meaning it gets rid of parasites, but primarily worms. And we also want to target all of it, the mold, the flukes, the everything. So, and the debris, even, the toxic waste that's sitting in the colon and trapped perhaps in the little villi that line the uh, intestinal tube, that help feed through everything and work together with the system to eliminate what we don't need. But things get stuck and trapped, and uh, parasitic colonies grow and thrive. So, it creates blockages and what have you. And then whatever's stuck there gets kind of fermented and blockage, like a drain. It literally is the drainage system of your body. So, uh, back to what we can do so fiber, just by the way, is a good way to get rid of all of that cloggage, which means eating uh, fresh, uh, crunchy, juicy fruits and vegetables, and particularly veg, and things with insoluble fiber, because those contain prebiotics, which is what probiotics feed on. Particularly inulin is the name you would be looking for in a probiotic supplement, or together with a probiotic supplement, because the probiotics eat the um, prebiotics, and then they thrive. And if they thrive, they're kind of the anti-enemy, so they will control those the bad colonies, so they'll keep themselves in balance. So that's what the focus of probiotics. And by taking probiotics in conjunction with this elimination protocol, and this approach, is that you can almost reduce and minimize perhaps the die off and the effects of this and the symptoms. You can just bring them to a more comfortable level by using probiotics. So, any of your fermented foods, kefir, kombucha, your sauerkraut, kimchi, things like that will certainly serve as good probiotic sources, rather than, let's say, store bought. We always want to try and use our nourishment, whatever we're feeding ourselves, as medicine too, because we checking more boxes. Let's be effective, let's just not eat for whatever to satisfy our wants and wiles, and um, yeah, I, wanton hedonistic desire. Let's use food as a tool to serve us. So fiber helps is the toothbrushing of your intestines, and water is very good for flushing. Again, if you think of your digestive system as your um, sewage system, then imagine what goes wrong in that. It gets clogged up. What you put in there matters, because it can either keep things flowing and keep everything going and keep it clean, or it can become a real cesspool, literally. And that's very diseased, and bad things grow in diseased environments. So, let me quickly mention a couple of other things that you can use that are actually a medicine. So, um, things like clove, black walnut husk, artemisia, which is wormwood, um, Sutherlandia, cancer bush. Um, there is another one. I'll get it now. Um, Dang, I can hear some of you shouting it at me. I can't get it right now, but here's another quick little trick. If you eat papaya, scrape out the seeds, dry them in the sun for a couple of days. The sun has UV light and it disinfects, and drying it out just means you can store it better. Take a grinder, pop it in the grinder, and like you would pepper, you could grind it on anything, so you wouldn't taste it, but that also acts as a very good parasite cleanse. It is asserted through various literature. And oh, the other thing that you can use as a parasite medicine when it comes to plant medicines is berberine. Really amazing. Has many other benefits. So that's just off the cuff. Things that I'm, oh, a couple of other ones. Let me quickly mention that will work too as in the similar way to fiber, and that is clay, bentonite clay. It will pick up stuff as it goes, kind of gets sticky and muddy like Play-Doh, and it will help add to the bolus with the fiber and water, and it really works almost like a colonic. You're just doing it from the top down, so which is always the best way. The less invasive we are with the body, the better, I believe. The more invasive we are, the more potential to do harm and create damage. I believe, yeah, minimize risk. Yeah, uh, and then the other one was volcanic ash. Um, yeah, the gosh, zeolite clay. You could also use zeolite clay because it also has a bit of a charcoal effect. So beware of that too, because if you're on any prescribed meds or perhaps hormonal, whatever you're taking, charcoal is non-selective. It absorbs and removes. It uh, binds with compounds and removes them from the body. So whether you need it or not, it will be non-selective. So please be careful with bentonite, with the zeolite clay, because it will work in the same way. So it may influence your birth control schedule, and you put yourself at risk for getting pregnant, um, if you are sexually active, that is. And then, yeah, and if you're on any serious prescribed, what we would call chronic medication, that is a topic of contest for me too, but we will talk about that over a dinner party or a cup of coffee one day. And we will not use social media as a platform to abuse and disabuse each other of our opinions. And essentially, I'm certainly only sharing things that work for me and that I've tried and experimented with. And yeah, I'm will keep doing that. So if you want to try it and you would like to, if you need to ask me anything, let me know. Happy to help. So if I'm available and free and know the answer or know certainly where to guide you, happy to do that. And I wish you a good elimination week. And if you do choose to start this journey, then A, let's see where this leads you to. Perhaps you will do B and C, and then let's worry about D later. So, with that, happy day in Lakesh. Namaste.